So I was at the dentist today, minding my business, and then I happened to see this article on Facebook from Collider talking about Rick Grimes is leaving the show, right? And I'm like, bullshit! That just doesn't make any sense because, as you all know, The Walking Dead is Rick Grimes' story. And we've seen, after that, there was all of these other outlets, TMZ and comicbook.com and I don't know, EW, and they all referenced this Collider article, but no one actually named any direct quotes from anybody, not any AMC officials, not anyone from Andrew Lincoln's camp. They're all just referencing this one Collider article, which states that they've been hearing that Andy's going to leave the show in the 9th season.
Okay, so this is weird. Obviously The Walking Dead, it being like so high profile, there's a lot of clickbaity stuff that goes around. I mean, like there's usually a new conspiracy theory almost every single day about somebody dying or some bad thing happening. This one is bizarre though, and for a couple different reasons. First of all, at this point, it seems like every major media news outlet is treating it as if it's true. I mean, even EW had an article about it. And they also referenced the Collider article.
Which doesn't reference anything.
Right. So that's my first issue is it never says where this originally came from. And that kind of makes it non-valid. I mean, I could start some bullshit rumor right now and just throw it into the Twitter sphere. And if EW decides that they want to believe it and write an article about it, they could say the exact same thing, which is the source being me. I mean, if you're not naming the source, I don't know how legitimate it is.
Because guess what? I've been hearing that The Walking Dead's going to be canceled if they lose Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah, which honestly I think we'll get to that in a second. The other thing that's really weird about it is that it totally kind of flies in the face of AMC's style and overall business model. I mean, think about it. This is a show that for 8 years has been the most tight-lipped show ever when it comes to spoilers or anything that's going on. I mean, I remember when, Lenny James came back to the show after 4 years and he was on Talking Dead and he told this story about how they had to have everybody in the bed and breakfast where he was staying to shoot that episode sign non-disclosures and stuff. They go through ridiculous lengths to make sure that nothing gets out, right?
You mentioned earlier about how Chandler Riggs wasn't even allowed to cut his hair.
Yeah. So
same thing with what's his name? Michael Cudlitz was still a redhead for even though he was done filming.
They go through ridiculous lengths to make sure that spoilers do not get out. And then all of a sudden, in the 8th year, they release the biggest spoiler, potentially if it's true, ever in the history of the entire show. Not even 2 months into filming, and not even when the marketing push has even begun yet. They normally wait to start doing that until the trailer comes out at Comic-Con, which is the halfway point. I just don't buy it. This doesn't make any sense to me. To me, this feels like AMC purposely gave, leaked bad information to the press in order to create a PR stunt or something, which would make sense for them to do that at this point in the show's history because the ratings are down, right? Everybody's been talking about how it was the lowest season finale numbers since season 1, which, doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that's another story. I think they're just trying to do something to create a buzz and have people talking about it, and also possibly win back people that they may have lost over the years who would tune in to see Rick Grimes' quote-unquote last moments. Another thing that does not make any sense to me about this at all is, if you guys remember, there was this whole worry about Lauren Cohen not coming back a while ago. There was this weird period of time where
she signed the contract.
Yeah, she was having contract negotiation problems, right? If Andy was considering leaving the show, why is it that we would hear immediately about Lauren Cohen's contract negotiation problems, but then nothing about Andrew Lincoln's? And then plus, he already signed his thing. So what? He just backed out randomly now? That doesn't make any sense either.
Well, yeah, I mean, he secured his contract for season 9, and now they're saying he's only going to be in 6 episodes, which just makes sense for someone who secured their contract for season 9.
Yeah, this seems really fishy to me. I think
it's a lot of holes.
I feel like it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
And Brandenn Davis confirming that he knew Andy was going to leave the show and didn't say anything or whatever, out of respect. It's too many plot holes in this whole thing, and I need more information. And should this turn out to be true, one, Daryl Dixon cannot carry the show.
No.
I don't care how many millions you allegedly give Norman Reedus. Sorry, Daryl stands, like, that's not a show there. There's no there, number one. And number two, just go ahead and cancel the damn show then after season 9. Like, you're gonna make Rick leave, make it all go away, because it's not gonna make sense any other way. Like, I wouldn't have any interest in like watching the show.
I'd still watch it, but honestly, I wouldn't feel passionate about it. I wouldn't want to do reviews on it like we are now. And you know, yeah, like Daryl's got a lot of fans, but man, his character has not been likable recently. And even if he was likable, I just don't think Daryl Dixon has enough personality to carry the most watched show on network TV.
Daryl at his best could not carry this show.
No way.
If anybody, I mean, if Rick goes on, what happens to Michonne? Honestly, if Andy leaves, I could see Denai leaving fairly soon as well. I mean, like, she has a lot of things on her horizon either way you slice it. So she wouldn't even have room to be a lead because she has all of her side projects, so that wouldn't even work. So if we're talking leads, the only viable person is maybe Carol, but even then, it's Rick Grimes' story, so this is just like a conversation that I don't care to have.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, that's another thing that doesn't make sense. Like, Andy actually was talking publicly about how he was looking forward to working with Angela Kang, the new showrunner. I mean, like, what happened to all that? All of that just is all of a sudden null and void. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I am like 75% sure that this is probably BS and it's a PR stunt. On the 25% that it's not, man, this show is done. I mean, we all know that anytime that they try to like kill off or replace the main character of the show, it's just a number. Its days are numbered after that. I mean, come on, any X-Files fans out there? Remember when David Duchovny left? That was a disaster. And any other show that's still on the air, whose like main character left, or one of them, I mean, it just never works out well.
No.
So I hope that I would like to believe that AMC has learned a thing or two and is smart enough to not try and do something like that. You can't kill the whole
Grimes family and expect this show to continue. Like,
that's just not going to work. I mean, there's too much emotional investment in Rick Grimes by the audience for anybody to overlook him not being there anymore. So
if you cancel Rick Grimes, cancel the show. And P.S. if you choose to have Walking Dead figurines on your desk at work, just tell the person it's from The Walking Dead, not that you like to collect them.
We'll do another video about that. Yeah, you know, when the rumors last year about Carl dying happened, that bummed me out, and I was skeptical about that too. But I could also see how, if it turned out to be true, the show could go on. I don't feel like that with this. This is different.
I've always said that. I've always said if Rick goes, I go. So
if Rick goes, I think almost everybody is going to go.
Jesus.
Anything else about this?
No.
Guys, like our content, make sure to subscribe right up here in the corner. Also, follow all of our social channels below. Leave a comment below. Please tell us what you think about this. This is maybe the most controversial issue we've ever had in Walking Dead history. Also, check out the blog, livingrishon.com. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.